Welcome back to the news at 10. The national coordinator of the network of people living with HIV and AIDS in Nigeria, Mr. Edward Ogun, has raised an alarm over the increasing number of AIDS-related deaths owing to lack of access to antiretroviral drugs for people living with HIV. At a news conference in Abuja, Mr. Ogun said that of the 140 billion naira budgeted for the implementation of the President's Comprehensive Response Plan, only 8 billion has been appropriated. The Assistant National Secretary of the network, Hadiza Jibrin, who also spoke at the event, appealed to the federal government to urgently intervene in the provision of HIV/AIDS test kits. Well, Nigerians are still enjoying the long weekend with recreation centres and other places of interest coming alive. In Lagos, some of the places visited witnessed a large turnout of holiday makers. The federal government had declared Monday and Tuesday this week as public holidays to celebrate Eid al-Kabir, and work resumes on Wednesday.
Fun lovers continue to relish the holidays with visits to different places of interest. In Lagos, picnickers are spending time with family and friends. Children are also not left out in the spirit of the season. After a long weekend of fun, business activities are expected to resume on Wednesday.
Nigerians work very hard and look forward to their holidays. This is one of such occasions when they take a break from work and just take it all in. Here in Lagos on the beach, fun lovers and holiday makers are making out time to amuse themselves and savor the body of waters. Tolu Ojaumi, Channels Television News.
All in the spirit. Well, the Awujale and paramount ruler of Ijebu land, Oba Sikiru Adetono, and residents of Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, have made a renewed call for the creation of Ijebu State from the current Ogun State, as recommended by the just concluded National Conference. The call was made at this year's Ojude Oba celebration, which had the governor of the state and his wife, members of the State Executive Council, a former Minister of Defense, Theophilus Danjuma, a former governor of Ogun State, Otumba Gbenga Daniel, and other dignitaries. Addressing the gathering, Governor Amusun thanked the people for their support, but was quick to ask them to get themselves registered for the new permanent voters' cards.
With lots of fanfare, these notable men and women in their colorful regalia graced this year's Ojude Oba festival. They take turns to pay homage to the Awujale of Ijebu land, Oba Sikiru Adetono. A yearly festival held at Ijebu-Ode remains a converging point for political figures, indigenes, businessmen and women in and outside of the state, and a platform to discuss socio-political issues. A former Ogun State Commissioner for Finance recalls the blessings the three-day festival has brought to the land.
For the last 2-3 days, Ijebu has witnessed a lot of growth in business. Everybody has come to town. All the hotels are full. The markets are selling. And before you know it, a lot of people are coming in to transact the business here. We also engage in a lot of networking amongst our peers, amongst our friends, and then we share ideas of what goes on within the Nigerian economy and the world at large.
Indigenes also turned out en masse for the festival as head warriors showed their dexterity on horses. The Awujale, while offering his royal blessings, however renewed the call for the creation of Ijebu State from the existing Ogun states. Also, Governor Amosu called for a peaceful conduct of the forthcoming general elections in the state. He appeals to residents to obtain their permanent voter card.
We should not allow our worst children to be used negatively as political tools in the hands of politicians. As you all know, the collection of permanent voters card PVC was prohibited in our state.
Ojude Oba Festival remains a cultural symbol of unity for all Ijebus, irrespective of religion and political affiliations.
First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. Now, financial markets across the country, including the Nigerian Stock Exchange, are closed today and tomorrow to celebrate Eid al-Kabir. But at the end of trade at the equities market last week, the all-share index slipped by 0.07% to close at 41,103.94, while market capitalization finished at 13.57 trillion naira. At the interbank market, lending rates eased marginally to an average of 10.37%, down from 10.50% the previous week. Traders anticipate rates will climb marginally after the holidays, as the central bank is expected to enforce its cash reserve requirement on bank balances, while possible cash flow to foreign exchange purchases could also curb liquidity. The Nigerian Stock Exchange has promised to provide an interim direct market access as it works towards implementing the West African Capital Market Integration Program. Well, the management says this will help non-registered brokers in the country participate in local trading by granting them remote access to the NSE's trading facility. The provision will feature in the Phase 1 of the sponsored access, while trading will be done through a local dealing member firm. The management also adds that registered dealing member firms with order management system certification in Nigeria will be eligible for the Phase 1 of the program. The central bank has been advised to release a part of the sterilized funds in its coffers for the growth of the economy. Now, this is coming from an economist, Tilewa Adebajo, who argues that the funds, which are presently idle in the vault of the CBN, can be used to support productive sectors of the economy. He also advised the Apex Bank to have a rethink about some of its monetary policies.
We're a bit comatose with this, with the monetary policy and the fiscal policy strategy. We're being a bit comatose. We're sterilizing too much money that should be going into productive sectors of the economy. If you take a look at the entire system of the funds that are being trapped, there's clearly money that is in the system that is being trapped and sanitized, and some that are even stuck in treasury bills that should be out there doing something more productive for the economy. And I think it's a time for a rethink of our economic strategy, either through finding ways to begin to put this money into the real sector, and more importantly, investment in infrastructure to be able to develop our economy and get us to where we really want to be.
Well, that's it on Business News. The rest of the news at 10 continues in just a moment.
First Bank.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's Super Falcons intensify preparation for the Africa Women Championship as they bid to reclaim the title. That's on sports. Join us again.